am coming to you today with details about Blue Valley's approach to continuous learning. This is certainly not a situation that any of us signed up for or wanted, students, families, or educators. There'll be a lot of new for us, and there'll be some challenges. But what I also know is that Blue Valley will rise up to these challenges because we care for these kids in this community. Having said all that, the first thing I want you to know is the most important thing that we can do during this time is connect with our kids, let them know we're here for them, and that we care. Let that be your primary goal as you rethink this quarter. It will be different, but we have a great opportunity here to connect with our kids. We're going to get chances to engage with our students in different ways, and that also brings us opportunities to learn, grow, and evolve. So let's just jump right into it. First, the timeline. This week, March 23rd through 27th, is truly a preparation and planning week. You get lots of communication and have many opportunities to reach out to your colleagues and to your students. The 2 weeks after that, March 30th through April 10th, represent a time where we will utilize the choice boards that were mentioned before you left on spring break. The choice boards were always meant to be a temporary stopgap. During this time, you'll also have additional communication and collaboration opportunities, as well as some chances to jump into some online optional professional learning. Finally, April 13th through May 22nd, there will be 6 weeks of district-created lessons that we will ask you to help facilitate. Before we get into the details of the district-provided lessons and your role in that process, you might be wondering what is expected of you during this time. First, check and respond to email twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. We ask that you establish an office hour daily, Monday through Friday. During this hour, you should plan to be available for families and students either through email or a video conferencing platform. Also, be aware that you may be contacted between the hours of 9 and 11:30 and 12:30 to 3 by your building principal or others, and may be asked to engage in meetings at this time. Fridays is set aside for virtual staff meetings, PLCs, and professional learning opportunities that you may choose to engage in. Please use this coming week to determine a weekly collaboration time for your team. Fridays is a great time to do that, but if you find another time during the week, that works too. And finally, we will ask you to share the district-provided lessons with families by 9:00 a.m. on Mondays. During the period of March 30th through April 10th, families will be provided with choice boards. These choice boards will include activities from the 4 core subject areas, SEL and wellness activities, as well as specials. Families will be asked to help their students complete at least one activity per column per day. Blue Valley will email families directly with the access to the choice boards and information around this process. You, as a teacher, will have early access to the choice boards, and we would ask that you look them over, think of students who may need accommodations or suggestions, and reach out to those families that week to make sure all students can have fun completing activities on the choice boards. Currently, the choice boards are being finalized. Here are 2 examples, a 1st grade option and a 4th grade option. Items with a little globe icon are ESOL student friendly. If you have students with English learning plans, you would want to direct them to these activities. Additionally, boards are currently being developed for students with special needs and being translated into Blue Valley's top 4 languages. After the 2 weeks of choice boards, we will begin a period that lasts 6 weeks where students will engage in district-provided lessons. These lessons will be district-provided on a weekly basis. As a teacher, you'll be asked to share them with your class by email or post them on Canvas by 9:00 a.m. on Mondays. These lessons include 4 lessons for ILIT, ELA Science and Social Studies, 4 lessons for math, a choice of 2 SEL lessons, and a choice of 2 special lessons per subject for the week. For the SEL and specials lessons, students will be asked to complete 1 per content area. You can see on the screen now how Blue Valley has chosen to break down the time allotted by those recommendations. Notice that students in K1, our goal is that they will engage with content for 60 minutes a day. Grades 2 and 3, 90 minutes, and grades 4 and 5, 120 minutes. We fully acknowledge that these minutes represent a reduction to what a student would engage in a physical classroom. But given these challenging times, and especially for families with multiple children, they seemed appropriate. During this time, where there will be district-provided lessons for students, you may be wondering what role you will play. We would ask that you focus your time and energy on 3 important things. First, personalizing the district lessons for each learner. You know your students best, and we will rely on you to look at the district lessons, which you will see at least 1 week ahead of time, and tailoring them to make them accessible for all learners in your class. We ask that you engage with your students in digital ways, finding fun ways to highlight successes and celebrate their learning. And finally, even though we will not be giving grades this final quarter, we ask that you provide the rich feedback that helps our youngest minds grow. Let's talk a minute about resources and tools. When these lessons were created, district-provided resources were used. There are no new resources that require student accounts. No activities require items not found in typical homes, and no activities require resources that were left behind at school. Those will remain inaccessible for the foreseeable future. Please reach out to your library media specialist, your IDC, and the blended learning team for fun ways to use technology to personalize the instruction, give feedback to students, and engage your students in fun ways. You will receive a copy of the Continuous Learning Plan for elementaries. It will contain all of these details and more in one handy spot. You will also receive a copy of an FAQ for teachers that will help answer many of the questions we know are out there. So, as you go forward in this strange virtual space, remember to go slow to go fast. Embrace the newly awkward moments of the washer buzzing in the background of a video you're making, or your child stubbing their toe in the middle of a Zoom conference with a parent, and get used to yourself on screen. But most of all, give yourself grace. Breathe, do the best you can. It will be good enough and make a huge difference in the lives of our kiddos. Finally, a heartfelt thank you for all that you have done and all that you will do this quarter.